That's a hen. That's a rooster beside of her. You can see how size comparison she is right up there with him. And then there's a couple more in here. Right there's one. And that's a rooster standing there just scratching his face right beside of her. And then there's one more in here, and right there she is, bent over, showing her her bald butt. That's another one. So there's 3 hens in this one, I believe, maybe 4. And then there's, right there's another one. Right in between those 2 roosters. So these hens, size-wise, other than that one right there, she's kind of small. But these others, they're great size. Look at her. She is a great size hen. Big feet and legs. Dare I say big breasts? But she is a great size. Forgive the sun, it's one of those days. But now there are a couple other hens throughout the other tractors here. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because I just ran across the YouTube channel there the other day where this guy is and has been successfully crossbreeding American breast and Cornish cross, and he's getting some really good looking chickens. And we've already got 4 breeds that we're looking to cross and see what we can get out of. And since we have such fine specimens of hens in this bunch, and forgive me, I was getting out of the fence there. I'm going to just pull the hens and then incorporate them into the breeding program. Now you can't take a Cornish cross hen and rooster and get a Cornish cross. It just doesn't work that way. But I can take the Cornish cross hens here and incorporate them with my American breasts. Not like immediately, I have to wait for them to get a little older, of course, but incorporate them into the breeding with them, and then add in my other breeds that we're going to be bringing into it. So we can add that in there. We already have them, so that's what we're going to do. So on June 10th, when we pull the roosters for processing, I'm going to leave the hens out here, and then as we hatch out, I've got 18 Delaware broiler eggs in the incubator, and we had 16, we're down to 14 now, of the 4th mystery breed, because we candled them the other night, and 2 of them were definitely not developing. 9 of them were clearly developing well, and the others were kind of questionable, so we just kind of set them back up on a rack on the egg turner by themselves there to keep them separate from the rest of them, to see how they turn out. Now the Niederreimers are coming at the end of June, so we should be in a pretty good spot with about 3 weeks of brooding to bring those other ones out and put them out on the grass, because we're getting to be that time of year. Thank goodness for shade here. We're getting to be that time of year where it's in the 80s today, a little cooler last night and this morning, but it's warming up enough through the day to where about 3 weeks with these breeds, we should put them right back out here on the grass. And since we already got the tractors out here, the water, the feed, and everything like that, I'm just going to get them out here and just keep, using these. I hope they come and cut the hay soon, because I'm getting about 5 moves out of 200 feet of fence, and after that I have to go and mow a whole big spot again, and I hate to see that hay go to waste because it's already armpit high. So that's the plan, is when the other 2 batches hatch, 3 weeks to brood, then they're coming out here going on grass. I've got 2 American breast hens right now that probably another week to 10 days we should be seeing some chicks come off of them, because they've been brooding a couple big clutches of eggs. So I'm curious to see what those will come out to be. So we may have a whole bunch of chickens all at once here that we kind of semi-planning on, but we'll just have to see the success rate here, because we're doing 2 sets in the incubator, and then mamas are doing the other incubation, so we'll see how they work out with that. And they seem to have been pretty consistent, because every time you go in there, they're on eggs, and they're grumpy and crabby and all kinds of broody and stuff going on. So we should be pretty good with that. And then the Niederreimers coming at the end of June. I brood them for about 3 weeks and put them out here. They have these chicken tractors, and they look kind of cheap, but what they're on Amazon, and they're chicken coops, and they're chain link. They're chain link chicken coops, pretty much what they are. Now you can take those and you can put chicken wire around the outside or the inside of them to give them that extra added protection. And they're not terrible. I think you're probably about $200 with shipping included and a decent size one that are bigger than these. These are okay for like the Cornish cross, because Cornish cross aren't great big foragers and free rangers and stuff like that. So those work out good for them, because you've seen all of them laying around. They eat, they lay, they drink, they lay, they eat, they, you know, given the opportunity, of course, you know, a little bit more room, they would forage a little bit, but they're going to stay where the food is. And these other breeds being foragers, dual purpose type, I'm probably going to go ahead and gamble out to $200 and get one of those, and then I'll have to put some in it. Of course, I'm going to have to sturdy it up. I know I'm going to have to, and then of course a tarp for covering and stuff like that, and then figure out simple little way to do some perches and stuff in there, some roosts for them. But I think those would work out great to put them out here, because we could run, truthfully, we could run chickens from probably April to November, depending on weather patterns. We could do April to November easily, without having to worry about them. Now, of course, I wouldn't put new hatchlings out here. I would brood them for about 3 to 4 weeks, depending on the time of year. But you know, that's a good way to expand and get these breeds, because what we're breeding into are good foragers, are good dual purpose. And instead of putting them in a damn winter pen run, I can keep them out here for the most part. And then if I have to, pull them in through the winter, depending on how the weather is going to be. And that way they can still have the forageability and stuff like that that they're meant to have. And with everything already out here, it's pretty simple. It's a pretty simple changeover. I can even get a guard goose or two and get another 1 or 2 sections of netting and put out here, and really give them a good area where they can come out of their coops and free range out here with the protection of the shelter, the electric netting, and the guard goose, and see how it goes. You know what I mean? You just take a chance on it, but give them more room to definitely forage and everything, and raise them like that. And you know, of course, when you allow them to forage and everything, you do cut down on feed costs, because they're natural foragers and they can get a lot of their diet from just what they're going to scratch and chase around on the grass. So yes, there is now a fifth breed we're going to put into our breeding program, that being the Cornish cross hens. You know, we already have them. Let's try them, see what happens, and we'll just build them out from there. And you know, hopefully we get a good chicken that we're looking to get. Not saying any of them are a bad breed in and of themselves, but if we can try to get something that would work more for us and give us the product that we're looking for our own consumption and for any future customers, that's what we're going to do. So got a lot more to do today. We're still working on planting gardens and doing all this other stuff. So guys, I'm going to tell you to get and stay prepared. Please remember the reason for this Memorial Day, the true reason. Stay free, and God bless y'all.